what do my sleeves have to do with anything? Away and give you the trust that you haven't even earned, because I've already done that before. I've already tried that and you didn't know what to do with that. So this time around, now you have to earn it. Now you have to earn it. You were innocent and you came to the connection completely vulnerable, and a person just, now you have to earn it. They played, man, they played in your face. Now you have to earn it. They played on your time, and now you have to earn it. You feel and sense them coming back around. Now you have to earn it. Now you have to earn it. And it's like, it's not a hard diss. Now you have to earn it. It's not a hard shutdown. Now you have to earn it. Not necessarily that, but it's definitely, oh no, y'all play too much. Like, why you do that? Why you turn right there without your blinker on, okay? Anyway, I'm done talking about these fools. Okay, I'm done. So I was checking some of the things that I talk about when I've gotten off of work and I'm just sitting here. Because the thing is, like, when I'm at work, I'm focused on work, okay? And then, like, whenever I get off of work, I'm trying to completely, like, push everything out of my mind even further. Then I catch myself just thinking random shit. And so it's like a lot of people drown out their own thoughts and, you know, their own everything. They drown themselves out with television shows, reality TV, games. And I totally get it. But I have random thoughts like, were you just trying to protect me? Is that what you were doing? Or were you coming for me? Like, I think she was coming for me. Or I think he lied to me. Here's the conscious rant. Well, the real reason why the young lady stole my ring is because I was the closest thing to a mother that she had at the time. And maybe, you know, because, you know, children are infatuated with the adults around them. A lot of times they aspire to be like, they just want to have something like something that makes them feel close to a person all the time. And so I never got mad when she stole a ring, because when I asked her about it, she said, yes, I have it. And I said, you can have it. I mean, what is it's a type of crystal. Oh, I hate that I'm forgetting the name of it. But, and then it's like, and you've been watching this whole time? You and your best friend, you've been watching me? And then, like, oh my God. And then, like, recently, these people called me about a background check and was talking about some shit that happened over 20 years ago. And I was like, I have a record somewhere? I've never been arrested. I've gotten like a parking ticket and some speeding tickets. Texas is a bitch. You can't get off the hook. Well, I also got some speeding tickets in a couple of other states. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I want to say Bonnie, but like Tani. I've always liked the name Tani. Okay, it's random shit like that. I just be thinking. So, I was like, well, maybe I can share this with someone, and you know, someone that maybe it resonates, and maybe they're thinking some of the things that I be thinking. But then, like, another thought is like, why didn't this mom like me? Like, what did I ever do to her? And then I was like, oh yeah, you breaking her son's heart. You kept breaking up. So yeah, just the same way, like, my son had an ex-girlfriend. It's his very first real girlfriend, that she was just giving his ass the blues. And they were going to the same school that I used to go to. And I used to break up with that one little boy. And I was just like, oh my God. Okay. Like, it all comes full circle. But because I'd already been through that myself, just a silly, insecure little girl, breaking up thinking everyone knows all of my wounds and scars that I'm walking around with. And she thought the same thing about me. And I was like, how about you just be what you needed? Because when the dust settled and my situation started to clear up, I was thinking about that guy, but I was really thinking about his mother. Because it's like I was pushed out of all of every family has little cliques and things like that. And so I didn't belong anywhere. Like, you have family, but like, you're an outsider in the family. If you know, if you know anything about the black sheep, you know, I don't mind being that. My wool comes at a very hefty price, or as they say, heavy as the crown. But anyway, it's something that I learned to wear. And because of that adversity in the family, I was thinking about women who I just, the
that I craved their nurturing, and I craved their perspective and their insight and their advice. I was craving a connection with older women. I mean, I had it with my mother, like hands down. But I underestimated my mother because my mother was a housewife. And so I was like, what do you know about a job and blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. If you can run a household, if you know about making sure the children are up on time, making sure that your husband is up and that he has what he needs, that you're keeping the balance in the house. She cooked and she cleaned and she did everything. She shopped, she managed the bills. Like, that's the easy part, is making the money and then coming home and scratching and sitting down and watching TV and eating a home cooked meal that someone else cooked for you. But if you know how to manage a home, to run your family, that's CEO shit. Like budgeting, damage control, to be teaching and nurturing and sharpening social skills at home. And so anyway, so I didn't lean on my mom like I should have about some of the things that I had questions about. And then she would, I will say the few times that I did come to her, she was like, yeah, we're gonna have to pray about that. And I was just like, prayer and faith without works. That's all I'm saying, Mom. I was like, I'm action oriented, but I really wasn't trusting Spirit to move on my behalf, because, like, I can't be one of the ones that like belong to God, because look at everything that's been allowed to happen to me. Look at all the things that are happening around me. Like, where's God at? I'm not saying that God doesn't exist. This is just my thinking as a child. Now, over 40 years old. I feel like, I won't say I fully understand, but I have a fuller understanding and appreciation for how these things work. Because there are some people that I've come into communication with that I probably would never ever have met if the bottom hadn't dropped out how it did, when it did, that landed me where I'm at right now. And I'm so grateful for all of it. But anyway, when the shit was really hard for me as a young woman out here in corporate America, I was thinking about that ex-boyfriend that I knew when I was a teenager, and his mother. She worked for one of the airlines, and she had been in the military. And I looked up to her, and I understood why she had the shade in her heart for me, because I broke her son's heart. I wasn't trying to. I mean, but that from the mother's perspective, we don't give a damn why you did it or how you did it. It's like, this is my baby, okay? You know what I'm saying? So I completely understood and understand her. But I'm just saying, when I was ready to be sharpened by someone who had been out there, even out there in the workforce, she is someone I thought about. And I have two late aunties, that they were out there. Man, they were some strong, hardworking women. And I later found out, after I lost them, and I could no longer ask them questions, could no longer vent to them about things that I thought that only they would understand. I was reaching out to my mama inevitably, like, Mama, this is happening. She was like, well, that don't make no damn sense. And I didn't even know she had it. I didn't even know. Anyway, it's always in there. I choose to share, because I think it was Maya Angelou that referenced saying that there's enough noise going on in here. You don't have to fill it with other people. You don't have to fill it with someone else's vented story and creative thoughts. That's their noise. And if you took some time just to focus on yourself and on what you have going on, the unsorted mess in your mind and in your heart, some of those obstacles that are causing you to have to repeat cycles, like these devices and some of these TV shows, however entertaining they are on the levels that they're entertaining on, they're like pacifiers. The world is being pacified right now. I look at them like, I know my ex, that sounds so bad, but whatever, I don't care. I used to talk about, because I have a feeling when I see people always on their phones, especially when you are surrounded, you have children, highly impressionable teenagers around you, and you don't have anything to talk to those children about. You're just like them on your phone, tucked away in the room somewhere in the dark on the phone. It's a turn off to me. I mean, for a time, you detox and you wind down by whatever means that you want to. But I'm not even going to start talking about them or him, because again, I'm not trying to condemn anyone. I'm reflecting on the past, and just observations that I made, and how, like, what I had to stand up to sometimes, just to kind of pull everyone out of their head, out of the room. Like, hey, when you're by yourself, yeah, you can do that. But the other members of the family, of the household, we're all here at the same time. How about we get together and talk about some things? Let's just sit down in the room. We can have the TV on. You can leave the TV off. I'll let you choose. I value that, because my mom didn't have to rally me and my sisters up. We were like ducklings. And speaking of ducklings, okay, I'm going to make this really fast, because obviously I feel like I'm rambling now. I remember one of the conversations that I was having with my father, and he was telling me, my daddy was telling me about how it made him feel whenever we were younger, for his observation of us always following my mother around the room when she would get up and go somewhere. Like, if we were all in her bedroom lounging about like a bunch of kittens, I always was laying on her back or laying on her butt. Like, my mom is just so soft. And or at the foot of the bed, massaging her feet, and my one sister would be sitting on the floor in front of mama reading a book, and the baby sister would be usually sitting on the bed or right next to mama, just sitting there, just laying there. Just, I don't know what she used to think about, but we were lounging. And if mama got up to go to the bathroom, our focus was on the bathroom. If she was in there too long, we literally were just sitting outside the door. We were just smitten by her, and we still are. And likewise, if she got up to go to the kitchen, because now it's time to pull the roast out of the oven, or to clean the kitchen, or to just pour everyone a cup of Kool-Aid. We used to drink the Kool-Aid. Oh my God. Anyway, so she would move, and we would move right along with her, with no consideration to our father. Now, it's not that we were trying to do anything like to ever make him feel excluded. And my mother certainly wasn't. She ain't like she would say, okay, girls, y'all come on. It's when she moved, we moved. And it's like that today. When we go to visit her, she's in her bedroom, we're all in her bedroom. If she goes out to the living room, we're in the living room. If she goes to the kitchen, we're right there in the kitchen, or right there outside the kitchen. We're not considerate about how left out that had to have made my father feel, the times that it did. And then I'm talking to the father of my children, my ex-husband, just about this very situation, and I learned that he felt the exact same way about me and my children. And I was just like, well, I wasn't trying to hurt you, and the kids weren't trying to hurt you. We love you, and nobody got no issues with you. I was like, I think people are just like that. And the children it doesn't mean that we were closer or anything like that. You just following mama around the house, okay? But anyway, I don't know why I was telling you guys about that. Why was I telling you about that? I don't know. I'm just reflecting.